does a city sound like in the moments before it burns? Not the roar of flames. Not yet. First, there is quiet. The slow breathing of a sleeping world. Footsteps fading down narrow alleys. The distant clatter of shutters closing. A dog barking somewhere beyond the river. London, in the early hours of September 2nd, 1666, rests beneath a sky heavy with late summer heat, unaware that within hours it will become an inferno that reshapes its destiny forever. The city is crowded, alive, restless. 17th century London is not the grand stone capital many imagine today. It is a maze of timber-framed houses leaning toward one another like conspirators, their upper stories nearly touching above streets so narrow that sunlight struggles to reach the ground. The air carries the smell of smoke even on ordinary days, mingled with refuse, sweat, river mud, and cooking fires. It is a city rebuilt from plague, still recovering from the devastating outbreak of 1665 that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Survivors cling to routine as reassurance that normality had returned. Markets open at dawn. Bells ring from churches. Apprentices hurry through crowded lanes. Merchants argue over cloth and spices. Sailors shout along the Thames docks, where ships arrive from distant lands carrying sugar, tobacco, and rumour. London grows faster than its walls can contain. Wealth flows through its streets, but so does risk. Fire is a constant companion. Every home depends on open flames for cooking, warmth, and light. Candles flicker in wooden rooms. Hearths burn day and night. Kilns, ovens, and forges glow like hidden suns scattered across the city. Regulations exist, but enforcement is uneven. The memory of past fires lingers, yet familiarity breeds complacency. Londoners believe they understand fire. They do not yet know how quickly control can vanish. Near midnight, in a bakery on Pudding Lane owned by Thomas Fariner, embers remain warm inside an oven after a long day of baking bread. Whether through accident, negligence, or a moment's misjudgment, something ignites. A spark, a whisper of heat. Flames find dry wood, flour dust, and air. The fire begins quietly, almost politely, as if asking permission. It will not remain polite for long. By the early hours of Sunday morning, smoke crawls upward through the bakery. Flames spread to neighbouring structures, feeding on centuries-old timber hardened by time and drought. Summer has been unusually dry. The wood is thirsty. A strong east wind rises, turning flickers into tongues of fire that leap across rooftops. London's streets become chimneys. Residents wake to shouts. Bells begin to ring, at first distant, then urgent. Firefighting in the 17th century is primitive. Citizens form bucket chains, passing water from hand to hand. Hooks are used to tear down burning structures, creating gaps to stop the fire's advance. Gunpowder can demolish houses, sacrificing some to save many. But decisions must be made quickly, and hesitation proves fatal. The Lord Mayor, Sir Thomas Bloodworth, is summoned. Reports reach him before dawn. Flames are spreading, but perhaps he thinks they can be contained. He hesitates to authorize the destruction of property, fearing the legal consequences and anger of wealthy owners. "A woman might piss it out," he is said to have remarked dismissively. History will remember those words. As morning arrives, the wind strengthens. Flames surge higher. Heat becomes unbearable. Roof tiles explode under pressure. Burning debris flies through the air like fiery birds, landing on distant buildings and igniting new blazes. Soon, multiple fires rage simultaneously, merging into a single, unstoppable front. Panic spreads faster than flames. Families rush into streets carrying possessions piled onto carts. Some clutch bedding, others silverware, documents, or cherished heirlooms. Horses struggle through crowds. The wealthy hire porters to move trunks toward the river, while the poor drag whatever they can carry, abandoning the rest. Children cry. Livestock runs loose. Smoke darkens the sky until daylight itself seems uncertain. By midday, it becomes clear that this is no ordinary fire. The Thames becomes a highway of escape. Boats crowd the water, overloaded with furniture and desperate passengers. Barges creak under impossible weight. Some flee across the river. Others watch from its banks as flames consume entire neighborhoods. Warehouses filled with oil, alcohol, and coal explode with terrifying force, sending shockwaves through the city. Sound overwhelms the senses. Wood cracking, glass shattering. Bells ringing relentlessly, voices shouting prayers and curses. The roar of fire becomes a living creature, breathing, growing, devouring. Rumors spread as quickly as the blaze. England is at war with the Dutch, and suspicion falls upon foreigners. Whispers of sabotage ignite fear and violence. Strangers are attacked in the streets, accused of starting the fire. Chaos turns neighbor against neighbor, revealing how fragile order can be when survival is at stake. As Sunday turns to Monday, the fire expands beyond expectations. Authorities realize that drastic measures are necessary. King Charles II himself becomes involved, riding through the streets, organizing efforts, encouraging demolition to create fire breaks. Gunpowder is used to blast apart rows of houses, sending debris flying but slowing the fire's relentless march. Still, it advances. Entire parishes vanish, churches collapse, shops, home, workshops, generations of labor reduced to ash within hours. The city's medieval heart begins to dissolve under a relentless orange sky. Night falls, but darkness offers no relief. Flames illuminate London with an eerie brilliance visible miles away. Observers describe the sky glowing like a furnace, sparks swirling upward into the heavens. Heat is so intense that people feel it from distant hills. Some fall to their knees, convinced the end of the world has arrived. Others interpret the disaster as divine punishment for sin, a judgment upon a city known for vice and excess. Fear mixes with awe. On Tuesday, the fire reaches one of London's most iconic landmarks, St. Paul's Cathedral. Built of stone, many believe it will stand as a sanctuary against flames. Citizens store belongings inside its vast interior, trusting in its strength. But scaffolding surrounding the cathedral, combined with nearby burning structures, turns the building into a trap. Fire finds its way inside. Witnesses describe molten lead pouring from the roof like rain. The great cathedral collapses, a symbol of permanence destroyed before thousands of stunned eyes. The psychological impact is devastating. If St. Paul's can burn, nothing is safe. For 4 days, the fire consumes the city. Efforts intensify. Fire breaks widen. Winds begin to weaken. Gradually, almost reluctantly, the flames lose momentum. By Wednesday, September 5th, the worst is over. Smouldering ruins stretch across miles of land where a vibrant city once stood. London is silent again, but it is not the same silence as before. More than 13,000 houses have been destroyed. Dozens of churches, guild halls, and landmarks reduced to rubble. An estimated 70,000 of the city's 80,000 inhabitants are left homeless. Entire communities vanish overnight. Smoke hangs in the air for days, thick and bitter, settling into lungs and memory. Yet the death toll appears surprisingly low compared to the scale of destruction. Some historians question official records, suggesting many victims were uncounted. Regardless, survival comes with a cost beyond numbers. Loss, identity, uncertainty. Refugee camps emerge in open fields outside the city. Tents and makeshift shelters line the landscape. The wealthy struggle alongside the poor, equalized by disaster. Food shortages loom. Disease threatens. Parliament debates how to rebuild while tensions rise over property rights and compensation. And yet, within devastation lies possibility. Architects and planners imagine a new London: wider streets, stone buildings, safer construction. Visionaries like Christopher Wren propose grand designs inspired by European cities. Though many ambitious plans are never fully realized due to economic and legal constraints, the rebuilding process transforms London fundamentally. New regulations mandate brick and stone construction. Streets become more organized. Fire safety improves. From ashes, a different city begins to emerge. The Great Fire becomes more than an event. It becomes a turning point, a moment when destruction forces transformation. London sheds parts of its medieval identity and steps toward modernity. But beneath political decisions and architectural plans lies a deeper human story. People remember the smell of smoke lingering in their clothes, the sound of their homes collapsing, the helplessness of watching flames devour everything they owned. Diaries from survivors capture raw emotion: fear, disbelief, gratitude for survival, grief for loss. Some describe neighbors helping one another with extraordinary generosity. Others recall betrayal and violence. Disaster reveals both cruelty and compassion. The fire also reshapes how society understands risk. Londoners begin to recognize the need for organized firefighting. Insurance companies emerge, marking properties with symbols indicating coverage. Fire brigades evolve gradually, transforming from volunteer efforts into structured systems. The lessons of 1666 ripple through centuries. Standing today among modern buildings and bustling streets, it is difficult to imagine the chaos that once reigned here, yet traces remain. The monument to the Great Fire rises near Pudding Lane, a reminder carved in stone. It marks not only where the fire began, but where memory refuses to fade. Why do we remember disasters? Perhaps because they reveal truths hidden during ordinary times. They expose fragility, the illusion that permanence exists. They remind us that cities, like people, are living organisms capable of destruction and rebirth. The Great Fire of London was not merely a catastrophe, it was a transformation forced by flame. It erased centuries of history in days, yet cleared the path for a new era. And so we return to the opening question. What does a city sound like before it burns? Maybe it sounds like laughter in a tavern, the creak of carts along cobblestones, the whisper of wind through wooden beams. Ordinary sounds, unnoticed because they feel eternal, until they are gone. The story of London in 1666 is not only about fire, it is about resilience, the human instinct to rebuild even when everything seems lost. It is about leadership under pressure, mistakes made in hesitation, and courage born from necessity. It is about how a single night can alter the course of history, turning familiar streets into legends and tragedy into transformation. Cities are built from stone and timber, but also from memory. And sometimes it takes an inferno to reshape both.